As you might actually know, and already know, in Jujutsu Kaisen we have Sukuna, the king of curses, and in the anime community, in the YouTube anime community, we do have someone that I want to name them, call them, and give them their title, that well-deserved title, that is the king of bullshit takes on anime. And this person strikes again. Chibi reviews, an amazing person with amazing views on everything, and someone that is not totally giving us BS news and BS information, has begun doing the same thing again. So here's what he has done now. He has talked about the volume of Jujutsu Kaisen sales falling down. I have talked about this extensively. Well, let's just go through it again and again, because it does seem that no one is actually able to understand and comprehend a very easy subject and easy thing to comprehend. First of all, I do want to remind you that nowadays, most people do not even use Blu-rays. And Blu-rays are not a source of, even the primary, secondary, or tertiary, or whatever source of revenues for an anime. As you might have noticed, I'm just gonna give more credit to what I'm saying, give evidence to that. As you might have noticed, I'm not gonna use an example of myself, but how many of the modern laptops, the newest laptops from like 5-6 years ago till now and going forward, have you seen that actually do have a DVD drive or Blu-ray drive? I do understand that many of these are collectionable, collectionist items, but many people are not, like, the world is moving away from Blu-rays and DVDs and physical media in that sense, and it's much like in the many years ago, that could have been and that was actually the main source of revenue and the main selling point and main, let's say, indicator, of how much it was. My Spanish just kicked in again. Indicator of how much a success a thing is. But what we have here is a total, and I do not think that our brother is actually oblivious to the fact, but I do want to think that he chooses to not know about the fact, so he can actually make controversial content and somehow gain views from that, and that's a bad thing to do. It gets much worse when you have actually some people that are just looking up to this guy and take everything that he says at face value, and it creates a whole, it perpetuates a whole narrative of a whole wrong narrative about the industry that we all enjoy, that is the anime industry. And in the long run, it doesn't do much except ruining everything, because look, the whole world is moving away from Blu-rays and DVDs. The whole world has moved away. Even in Japan, it's not the same as it used to be. It seems to be like one of the last bastions of Blu-rays and DVDs and physical media, stuff like that. Japan seems like that. And we had the same discussion about Chainsaw Man, and I think I even made a video on that. He actually talked about what was that amazing anime we had, the hidden gem, Heavenly Delusion. Yeah, that was a hidden gem. He even talked about that, and for fuck's sake, just please stop. Blu-ray sales do not mean anything. It doesn't even mean like 15 or 10% of the success of a work to actually use to sell Blu-ray. It's just fucking stop. It's becoming very repetitive and having to explain every single fucking time how you are so wrong. It just keeps being very tiresome to a very big extent, and I fail to comprehend how is this even happening. It totally is difficult to know, difficult to stomach, not to know. And this is not any more than that, but again, just look at the sales, look at everything. And in the Chainsaw Man situation, we even had a situation that many of the sellers were not providing enough information, so they could have an estimate of how much they have sold. So we have the same situation now, but it's with Jujutsu Kaisen. Even though Jujutsu Kaisen is a huge thing, it's actually a huge success, and we are seeing a huge campaign and everything of MAPPA behind that. But again, we have the same discussion about, hey, Blu-ray sales this percent down. We do not even know if the percentages on everything, the data we have is that big. And again, look at the data. These are not that many units sold and do not mean shit. I do not understand what's the point of people doing that every single time. I do not understand why people don't do the same for Bleach and stuff like that. It's the same happened when the thing happened with Chainsaw Man. It was a bunch of Bleach boys, Bleach fanboys that was shitting on Chainsaw Man, and they just were like lying the shit straight out of their asses. Many of the points they used was just complete shit and lies, and the same situation is just repeating itself. It's getting too tiresome, to be honest. Just had to make it and do remind you of the very simple fact that Blu-rays don't mean shit. Not as much as before, not like 10% as before. They still do mean how much people are willing to pay on anime they love, but streaming data, that's what actually matters, and viewer ratings. Thank you very much for watching, and bye bye. Very short video.